Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Calhoun's. Looking for a great stocking stuffer? Try a Copper Card from the Calhoun's and Copper Cellar family of restaurants. These gift cards never expire. There's no expiration date on them. And you can even purchase them online and send them as e-certificates. So you don't even have to see the person you're giving the gift to. It's perfect. Calhoun's, folks, I'm telling you, get the Copper Card. It's a great way to let somebody have a taste of Tennessee. All right. I want to welcome the next two members of our panel. We have right here former Vol basketball assistant under Bruce Pearl, under Cuonzo Martin, Mr. Mark Pankratz. Thank you for making it in. And right there, Mike Strange. Good to have you, our Hall of Fame member of the panel, longtime sports writer in East Tennessee. Number 1 Gonzaga, number 7 Tennessee. I've already heard people talking about, well, they're probably not going to win, kind of griping about this. It's like, I think it's just a hell of a thing that you're in one of these type matchups. It is very rare, and let me go ahead and put up a graphic here to show you just how rare this is for Tennessee to be in this kind of a game. Since 1977, this is just the 10th time that Tennessee has been ranked in the top 10 and played a top 10 foe. Now, Mike, I know you weren't all the way back here in 81 and 77, but 4 of those you were in the neighborhood for. And Mark Pankratz, you, of course, were involved in those 2008 and 2009 games. Just the extra oomph, and Tennessee, as you see, only 2-7 in those games, by the way. But, Mike, just the extra oomph that comes from covering one of these types of games. I would rather watch Tennessee go out, even if they lose to number 1 Gonzaga, be on the floor, be at that level, than watch them beat Radford by 25 points. I mean, that's just me maybe, but your thoughts on these big-time games for Tennessee?
Well, you know, college basketball is a long grind, and in December, I think games like this are great. Who'd you rather be playing, number 1 Gonzaga on TV or Texas A&M Corpus Christi? Come on.
Right.
So just the fact that Tennessee is able to have a stature to be in a game like this says a lot about the program. These games in December are not survive in advance, so there's not that edge to it like there would be in March. But I think the best atmosphere I ever covered was that Tennessee-Memphis game in 2008. That was in late February. Things were getting serious, and it was also on campus. So I think that makes a difference.
This one, of course, in Phoenix.
Yeah, how many Gonzaga fans or Tennessee fans are going to be in Phoenix? But so I've been to covered a number of these games where Tennessee was playing somebody in Albuquerque or Seattle or whatever, and they're good atmospheres. I'm all for them, but it's not quite as like if it was on campus.
Mark, you get a number 7 team, you're playing a number 1 team. What's the adrenaline like for the coaches, for the players? How much are you trying to keep things at even keel, or do you want a little extra juice in this?
Well, there's definitely more buzz, especially with, you know, the NBA caliber players that, you know, in the inside position. You got NBA guys going up against NBA guys. And I think to your point earlier, this is what big-time basketball programs do. You look around the country, you know, Michigan State's playing at Florida. You know, Dukes are playing the Michigan States, the Kansases. They're playing against the better. Gonzaga leaves Tennessee and plays North Carolina in a week. And so it's a recruiting thing. This is what basketball high-level coaches and what Rick Barnes is trying to get back at Tennessee. And as a player, there is some extra juice. When you're playing on CBS or ESPN and the whole college basketball world's watching, your adrenaline's going a little bit more.
It's a long way to March. This isn't going to make or break Tennessee seeding, but I think that committee members, this is the kind of game certainly they're going to go back and look at if you're deciding, does this team get the 2, or does this team get the 3, or does this team get the 1? Your thoughts on what this game means today?
Yeah, I think there's the automatic benefit just being in the games from a scheduling standpoint, from the team's ability to play against these kind of teams, Kansas and Gonzaga, so they've been tested by the time you get to March. But there's a big opportunity. If you have a win against Gonzaga, well, Gonzaga could be a school you're trying to beat out for a 1 or a 2 or a 3 seed, whatever kind of position you might be if you're there at the top. Kansas as well. Obviously, you lost that one, but went to overtime with Kansas. Yeah. So if you have an overtime game against Kansas, winning on a neutral site can help you versus winning at home as well. So this is a big opportunity. I don't think there's a real loss to Tennessee from a seeding standpoint. They can still be in it because the SEC schedule is really tough. But a win against Gonzaga in March would be very valuable for Tennessee.
And I will say a basketball fan base that's not typically a basketball fan base is more excited about being in it. But as a coaching staff, you're looking into what Josh is saying about this is an opportunity, even this early in the year, that this marks a check where we can get a higher seed. Because you win this game, now you're putting yourself in line for a 2. And come March Madness, a 2 is a much different position than a 3.
Absolutely. All right. These guys are going to be back to talk more about the matchups in today's games, the places where Tennessee must take care of business. Next, Tennessee has already interviewed 2 guys that coached at Baylor. I'm not against hiring them, but there is a risk involved at Tennessee that other schools who've hired them don't have to worry about. I'll explain what folks need to know about the risk next on the Sports Source. Come on back.